I read a Reddit post that honestly stayed with me. A young woman was talking about growing up with a brother who had Down syndrome, and she admitted that growing up, she struggled with him. She felt angry, she felt overlooked, she felt like her brother always had her parents' attention. But later, after their father passed away, something shifted. She saw her brother grieve. She saw him hurt. She saw pain in him that maybe she did not fully understand before. And it changed how she saw him. She did not just see her brother as the person who took attention away anymore. She saw more of his humanity. And by the end of her post, she even talked about wanting to care for him one day if her mother could not. That is a beautiful shift. But as a father, the beginning of that story hit me hard because when my son was still in the womb, I used to wonder about this. How are they going to bond? How do I raise a daughter with major medical needs and still make sure my son feels loved? How do I give my daughter the care she needs without making my son feel like he is living in the background? And I still think about that. My son is only 3, but he has already seen a lot. He has seen medical equipment, he has seen stress, he has seen moments where his sister needed attention right away. He has seen parts of childhood that are not exactly normal. And I cannot pretend that does not matter. Because even when children are young, they are still taking things in. They may not have the words for it yet, but they feel the room. They feel urgency. They feel when everybody's attention shifts. And as his father, I do not want to ignore that. I thank God that I have been able to stay home with my children because being here gives me a chance to slow some of those moments down, to explain, to comfort, to make sure my son is not just watching everything happen from the side. I try to talk to him in ways he can understand. I try to explain that his sister needs help with certain things. I try to point out differences without making those differences feel scary. And I try to remind him, even in small ways, you matter too. You are seen too. You are loved too. Because the reality is, his sister needs can be loud. They can be visible, they can demand immediate attention, but his needs still matter, even when they are quieter. And that is something I have to stay awake to. I do not want my son growing up thinking love only goes to whoever has the biggest emergency. I do not want him feeling like he has to compete with medical needs. I do not want him feeling like he has to become extra easy, extra quiet, or extra strong just because his sister needs more help. He deserves to be a child too. He deserves laughter, attention, discipline, play, correction, comfort, and a father who does not only see him when everything else is calm. That is hard sometimes because I cannot remove every heavy moment from his childhood. I cannot make our family life look exactly like everybody else's. And I do not think hiding everything from him would be healthy either. But I can try to translate the hard parts in a way his childhood can carry. I can let him see that life has hard moments without making him feel responsible for saving anybody. I can let him love his sister without making him feel like he has to become her parent. I can teach him compassion without putting adult weight on his little shoulders. And I think that is the balance I'm learning. I want my son to understand his sister, but I also want him to know that understanding her does not mean disappearing beside her. He is not less important because her needs are more visible. He is not forgotten because she needs more help. And I pray that as they grow, their bond becomes something real, not forced, not built on guilt, not built on him feeling responsible for her, but built on love, built on patience, built on seeing each other as whole people. That Reddit post reminded me that siblings are watching more than we realize. And as a father, I do not want to wait until years later to find out my son felt unseen. So I'm trying to show him now, in the small moments, in the middle of the stress, in the middle of the medical needs, in the middle of the ordinary days. Son, I see you too.